Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to We Build New America. And today we're going to talk about far left is having a breakdown over Trump policy and what Trump did and Trump is doing. And people are loving him, but the far left hate it because at the end of the day, they are the ones who be in control. But how dare Trump come and then make it like crazy like that? So let's right next to it, and then we're gonna see and say what the media say.
Federal judge temporarily blocking President Trump's executive order to fast track the deportations of alleged Venezuelan gang members out of the U.S.
Matt Finn is in West Palm Beach, and he joins us now with the
Why the federal block it?
latest. Matt, good morning.
Good morning. President Trump invoking this Rare Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Trump declaring that all Venezuelan citizens who are 14 years or older and are members of Tren de Aragua are considered unlawful and are not allowed to become permanent residents here. Well,
Don't know that's an Alien Enemies Act is this thing they put back in the day World War II or for Germany. And the reason they do it is because to push people in war, because people in war they are an enemy of the state. So basically, so what they do, they put those law in place so to kick out those people so they can war when they war. So Trump put those people out that are 15 older because they first of all they are minor. Second of all, they get use the system by having the kids fast so they can stay in the country because they say by birth certificate, United States cannot send them back. Third, most of them really they're not really productive in the country because most of them don't want to learn English. They want to Spanish. They pay on the table. They don't lifestyle that people can even comprehend because most of them live in groupies. They don't really have in the system, like for example for IRS and stuff like that. So basically, they're working, they're making money, but at the end of the day, they don't have no money for retirement, and that's everyone pay the consequences. For me, I wouldn't think I'm go that far, but if he see the only way to make more mass deportation, prove it because 28 million people is a lot of people that's in the country and 20 more than 20 million people, and I know a way to make it out if we find this way. Hey,
yesterday, the ACLU filed a lawsuit claiming the Alien Enemies Act is unlawful, and a judge sided with the ACLU, and ultimately, regardless of whether these Venezuelans are gang members of TDA or not, Chief U.S. District Judge James Boasberg of the D.C. Circuit argued that the Alien Enemies Act could be used against Venezuelan citizens, so he granted a temporary restraining order preventing the deportation of 5 Venezuelans yesterday who were already in U.S. custody. Now, it's not clear if the 2 planes that were ordered were returned to the United States. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi responding, writing, quote, "Tonight a D.C. trial..."
let's read it. AG Bundy respond is a DC trial judge supported Tren de Aragua terrorists over the safety of American disorder. Disregard well-established authority regarding President Trump power and impose the public and law enforcement at risk. Really though, really, I'm wondering because at the end of the day, you gotta do the process, and then the Spanish people, especially Venezuelan, most of them are the gang, and a gang member, they're the one that have armed weapon, trafficking, and the next thing you know, that's why some of them attack the school. The school is not safe, and next thing you know, the if you go to your home is not safe because they are smoking there, and then next thing you know, your black is not safe because there are gang activity, shotgun everywhere, and next thing you know, you cannot stay long at night because next thing you know, they probably shoot and you. Some people they might kidnap, some people they might do a sexual on it. So basically, if you find that those people related to gang, I applaud to that. But if you see those people not related to them, I have a question. The question is, those kids from 15 years old and older, where they staying at? Who's paying for them? If we are paying for them and then we cannot qualify for $500, $700 to pay for if you want a backup plan, I said, well, F it, send them out back to their country. But if they here and then they work and then they establish their lifestyle and focus on building themselves up, hey, I will say leave them be, do not touch them. But at the end of the day, how do you know which one is which? That's a problem. You don't know which one is which. That's why if you put all those people out there and next thing you know, take them out, I know the innocent gonna be a victim, but at the end of the day, most of them gonna act like they are victim because most of them, remember, before they close, they drop out their ID on the river. They say they don't have no identification. They come to a new name. Next thing you know, they put their activity to dirty work. So this is the part that issue a problem with because they're not even honest from the beginning with. Hey, it is what it is sometimes.
Judge supported Tren de Aragua terrorists over the safety of Americans. This order disregards well-established authority regarding President Trump's power, and it puts the public and law enforcement at risk. Now, as the number of illegal migrant crossings and illegal gotaways continues to plunge under the Trump administration, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem posted a video online showing gates at a border wall closing behind her.
This is an announcement to the entire world. America's borders are closed if you want to come here illegally. We only want people in our country who love America and want to follow our laws.
That's a good way. I think the border finally finished, and then the military was doing a good job overnight. Shout out to them and congratulations. And they finally closed the border. It was about time. Now let's put the other part of the system now, those people that's in the system that doesn't want to work, and then me as a working class citizen, I cannot have any help if I want to, because those people that come illegally suck the system dry by taking all those money from the system, from the government, and we as a citizen, we cannot even live properly and earn the money that we work hard for. This is diabolical.
And on the topic of TDA, I've been investigating and tracking just one Venezuelan migrant over the past couple
Venezuela against suspect arrested for a fourth time. Really? Fourth time?
of weeks. A suspected TDA gang member in Chicago, Pedro Colmenares, was deported in 2022 under Biden, yet he was arrested and released 3 separate times in Chicago. ICE tried to get a hold of him, but Sanctuary Cook County denied a detainer, and he was just arrested a 4th time. He is a murder suspect, and he was arrested recently for kidnapping and sexually assaulting.
Remember, I just mentioned that. I just say that. Kidnapping, sexual. That's what I'm being saying. I've said earlier. I don't watch this video. That's what happened. 3rd time on Biden administration, and all those times they don't deport it. 3 times. And you telling me that the country, it was safer on Biden? I don't know. Something is fishy. Something is not adding up. And Americans are paying the price. How many people that he did that? How many people, family member destroy? 4 times? You gonna deport him after the 2nd time? You gotta be 4th time? Are you seriously? Now I understand why you want to do it, because is that I'm not taking no chances, because most people Biden are arrested. Biden don't do anything. Me and myself, I'm gonna do something about it, and this is where things got left. I applaud him for that.
A woman. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Finn, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, we want to keep that guy here. Right?
Yeah,
want to turn that flight around.
Yeah, bring the plane back.
Bring it back. Bring these guys back that arrested 4 times. Listen, you mentioned earlier, Joey, it was a good point. There's only 5 guys that were on that flight. So they're probably pretty well vetted, pretty certain that those were Tren de Aragua members.
Yeah, we spoke earlier with Jonathan Fahey, former acting ICE director, and we're trying to understand, is this judge taking issue with this law, this really old law, and the fact that it's being used at all, or is he taking issue with the way the Trump administration is interpreting it towards a gang or terrorist organization instead of a country? He seemed to really think that this is more the latter. But in any case, this is the same law that was used to justify the internment camps in World War II, and it didn't get struck down by the Supreme Court then. So they've had a long time to decide if this law is something the president should be able to use. More on his reaction. Let's listen to Jonathan Fahey.
So basically, like I mentioned, it was initiated in World War II, and then now, next thing you know, Trump is saying back into it again, so they can have it back in track. Remember, guys, they make it happen. The government initially started with that. They have to do something, and America is get tired of it, is fed up more to it, and they want some change. The change is to change the dynamic. The dynamic is we want a new way of thinking. We want a new way of life, and this Trump way is better. We're gonna find out, but Biden way was not helping us, and that's why Trump get elected. And I'm proud Trump get elected.